Evening, everybody. Hello, hello. I think it's Wednesday, isn't it? Oh, I did it again. I did it again. I don't know what day it is. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. It's actually Thursday today instead of Wednesday. But with it being Thursday, I get the added bonus that Leslie's here as well. She's just lurking around at the background here. Peekaboo. Yeah, I forgot what day it was, and we ended up. Well, I ended up missing live because I went to bed early. Leslie was at work yesterday. I don't know why I didn't click on. I forgot I finished early. I just didn't even cross my mind. I normally get a couple of messages, to be honest. Hello, good love. I normally get a couple of messages to state, are you going live tonight? And I just didn't. So I blame you. It's all your faults. But no, it's Thursday night. Not a lot has changed. The only thing that I am actually looking forward to is obviously this weekend. We're heading off to Beamish the weekend. Is they're actually having their leak show, which we normally enter. The kids are going to have some flower posies and things as well, which is going to be some good fun. And I'm going to see if I've got any big marrows. I'll see what other veg I've got. I'm going to dig some potatoes up at the weekend. In fact, I'm going to do it tomorrow afternoon, as long as I get a chance to do so, because we're pretty busy tomorrow, aren't we? Busy tomorrow morning. What's happening tomorrow afternoon? Nothing's happening tomorrow afternoon, is it? Which ones?
I need to pick up some stuff.
We've got to go to yours to pick the flowers up, don't we? So we'll go to Leslie's, pick some flowers up, and then I've got to go to mine as well to pick the. I need to pick potatoes up. I need to pick some, just see if there's any tomatoes left. Basically, just see what's there really to take. I've got to take some onions as well. They've got to be freshly picked. So I'll do that, and it's a tradition now. We'll go every year. Now, normally the first weekend in September, around about this time, is the World Championships. I've actually got a picture of when it is. I need to double check to see exactly when the World Championships are, which are held in my hometown, right about 5 minutes down the road. I won't have anything to enter this year, whereas, like I say, I've not really focused on growing this year, especially not over the past few months when I should have done. Is that going? Yeah. Also, I've actually sent away my application for the Harrogate show for next week. And I got a response back from them, so that's all been taken care of. I just now need to. I've actually got me. Leslie was kind enough to print off my application form for Malvern for the following week. So in 2 weeks' time, me and Leslie are heading away down to Worcestershire, to the Great Malvern Hills for a lovely little break for the two of us. And I'm going to at the moment, I'm planning on entering four categories, which is two more than what I did the year before. Probably a daft question, but can you grow tomatoes from seed on the windowsill in winter? As long as you've got a nice warm environment. The only problem you would get with that is the sun, because there's not enough sunshine for the plant to develop and grow. So that's the reason as to why a lot of people use lights. So for example, me, I could grow stuff through the winter because I can just keep the lights going, but I'm not going to be doing that. What are you going to do? You pulled my pocket out.
No,
You pest. You did, you pulled my pocket out. I'm not an elephant. I ain't pulling me trunks out, right? Me ears out. I'm not going to show them. I'm not pulling my trunk out either. So I've got a few things to lift this coming weekend. Also, what I want to do is I want to measure my biggest cucumber as well, because with neglect, I did actually call down the other day and I did check upon my cucumbers. They don't have the length, but by Christ have they got the girth. I cannot wait to see how big they are, because the last time I took a measurement, it was 17 inches round, and they look like they've doubled in size. It's the biggest one's huge, but they say it hasn't got the length. I think it's only about 30 inches long. But see what happens anyways. But I've got that for the show. There is slightly bad news, which I'll tell you about in a second once I've said hello to everybody that said hello. Hello Andy. Hello Blue Pixie. How are you doing? Hello Mel. Andy, I'm absolutely devastated for you, mate. Absolutely devastated. Gutted about that marrow. 160 odd pounds, and you're going to pick it next week and it's split. It's absolutely devastating. It was absolutely huge. I really do hope that the wet weather that we'll have doesn't cause any problems with the last one you've got. It is a big decision to make, obviously, whether or not you take it now or you give it an extra week, because we know how big these marrows can get just in a week's just like growing a week. I mean, it takes about 8 weeks for them to grow to the maximum size to start with. So an extra week can mean the difference between 10 pound. You know what I mean? So I wish you all the best, mate. I hope you do really well. And I hope it doesn't. Hope the last one doesn't split. Mine's nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. I will be lucky to break £66. It's going in the novice section at Harrogate. That's where my biggest one's going. So I'll probably embarrass myself, but I'm not bothered. I've got one for tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I've got one to take to Beamish, and I've got one to take to Harrogate. I do have some, going back onto the bad news. Now, I did have some rhubarb, which was looking really nice, and I think I showed them on my last videos. And I was quite looking forward to chopping that for Harrogate, and obviously for quality and also for heavy, and to take some for Malvern as well. Unfortunately, somebody's been in and helped themselves again. I don't know who's taking it, and if it is the person who I share the allotment with, I will be very upset, because he knows that I was planning on taking that to the show once again. And he even mentioned it the last time I spoke to him. So I know it was cut within the last 10 days, which is the upsetting thing. So I don't know who's done it, but I might have a few sticks for the quality, which I can't do anything about actually, because I didn't actually. I think I got that upset and miffed with it. I think I didn't even bother requesting it. In fact, oh, it's on my phone. Hello, Steve. Delia Steve is in the house. Good evening. Thanks very much for coming along. We've got hello, Andrew. How are you doing? Andy, to be quite honest, if I was yourself, if it's a decent size, that's exactly what I would do. Hello, Dave. How are you doing, mate? Dave Shaw's in, the Allotment Wizard. Mate, it's been a while since we've had a chat. It's been a while since I've seen you. I hope you're doing all right, matey. It can't be helped. I mean, Mel, when you've got people coming in, and obviously it's not just my allotment, even though not really done anything in 2-3 years, but it's not like I say, it's still technically not my allotment until next year. But yeah, it's just a shame. Hello, Martin. Evening, Richard. Hello, William. I'm just going to stick a spanner on Richard there. Don't know why I haven't already got one. You've been on the ski, are you? Anywhere nice? Nice to get away. You've had a cracking grow this year, Dave, haven't you? Oh, looking chilled out. Alan says you're looking chilled out.
Oh, just back.
Just got a sore back. Nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. Very nice. Just drink. Just drink. That's the way to do it, like. You got anything are you, what you doing next week, Dave? Are you not coming to Harrogate? Because at the minute it looks like I'm just going to be driving down to drop my stuff off and coming back. Is anybody else going to Harrogate, by the way? Because like I said, I'm looking forward to the I'll probably be staying Friday and Saturday. I'm not really too bothered about the stuff that I leave. Alright, okay, no bother. I was going to say, because if anybody wants to go to Harrogate, if you've got anything you'd like to put in, now's the time to do it. You can do it online. You can send your application form online, and they get back to you relatively quickly. Whereas the Malvern show, you need to have it for the 16th. They need to receive it. You need to bench on the Thursday night, but you need to have your application form written and sent off with the bank information. That'll take the £1.50 off for the Giants. You need to have all of that sorted out and sent off so that they receive it before the 16th, which is next Thursday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday's the 15th. So next Thursday. So I'll be filling in mine tomorrow and getting that sent off. So it's got a good few days to get to them. And then I will, obviously, if I get my stuff in the post, it'll be relatively quick. I do normally leave it late because I like to see what it is that I've got to grow. A lot of things what was brought up actually was why they don't provide a schedule, to show you what is grown. Sorry, show you what you can grow, because we can all just presume what we're going to be growing from the year before, but you never know. Like, for example, there is no heavy cucumber at Harrogate, but there is long and heavy cucumber at Malvern. So I'm not entirely too sure what all that is about. There's no giant Swede at Harrogate, but there's giant Swede at Malvern. It just all depends on what you grow, really. So what was that? So somebody might actually mention about physio. Leslie, you look done in. Are you going to physio?
I can't see any physio yet.
Why?
21st.
All right.
I even get a consult.
Oh yeah, Leslie doesn't get to see constant physio until the 21st of
No, I
September.
get a telephone.
You get a telephone consultation on the 21st. I've got to go for physio on Monday for my back. My back is just fatigued basically at the moment. It's just difficult doing things. I can do things, but then it gets sore. I went and played pool a couple of times with one of my mates, and we normally do like between 7 and 11, so it's only like 4 hours. But with the bending down and stand up, bend up, it just I was say the day I was still feeling it, and that's from end of July. But Leslie's been rushed off her feet, haven't you? You've got a part-time job, but you're starting development of a bloody full-time job.
And then I've got life.
Never say ya. I never say ya. No, I haven't got no broken leg. I seen that. It was Dean Roberts that shared that, and I thought I'd stick it on my Facebook page as well. No broken leg. No broken leg at all. But it has. Yes, I do, Alan. I do follow John Soulsby. I know John Soulsby. He's a good lad. He's cracking. He's a really good grower. And he's got a hell of a setup as well. Dan Jones, good evening. Look, growing some vegetables soon. It's great to see all the family. I wish that was probably a few years ago, Dan. You've seen that. Nowadays, she's got her own. She's got her own allotment, and the kids just unbothered about helping out and going to the garden. What's their faces like when I say, "Wait, we've got to go to the garden"? We've got to. I haven't watched John's last video at the moment. I know that John's got. I know that they've got the show on tomorrow. I believe. Oh, sorry, on Saturday, I believe it is. So we'll have to see what happens. There's lots of shows on, which is great. If you don't already do so, I started a group on Facebook, the North East Giant and Show Veg group. I tend to try and put as many events on as possible to see where the shows actually are, and also spread the knowledge and spread where the shows are and what time they are and things. What was that?
Awareness.
That's the one. Spread awareness. But majority of the time, all the shows are on top of each other, so it's thin pickings. So when it comes to, especially for this year, I'm not really bothered, to be honest. Oh, never. I didn't even know that, Alan. Spoiler alert. That's such a shame. That's a shame. I know one guy that went to one of the shows up here in the northeast. He obviously grown all the hair. He had all the stuff in the van, and then he started developing symptoms the day before the show. But he had all the stuff already in the van, so he woke up the next morning and he was feeling rough. So he took a test and went and got a test, but he didn't get the test results back. And just to stay safe, he didn't go to the show, and basically he lost out on obviously his money. He lost out on obviously seeing where he would have placed and things as well, which was such a shame. But he did right.
Did he have it?
He didn't have COVID. He didn't have COVID, but still, I think it was the right decision to make, especially for others that's there as well. But when you grow for 12 months, 10 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever the case may be, and the day before the show you turn out and it's frustrating more than anything. And yeah, mine hasn't been COVID related. Mine's been neglect and mine's been working. That's why I put this down, because basically from up to July I was all right up until July, and then from July onwards, it's just everything's taking a back seat. YouTube channel's taking a back seat. The video's taking a back seat. The growing's taking a back seat. But that will change, because after we come back from our little R&R, I'll be getting back into the swing of things. I'll be getting my shed sorted out. That's the first task, needs to be sorted, and then the rest of the garden can get started on. Greenhouses can be cleared out, because at the minute I'm not fussed with them anymore. Anything that's in the greenhouses can get out. It's time to tidy up and get sorted and prepared for next year.
Ali D asked how Sky's feet are doing.
They're doing. Shall I go shall I go to get checked out at Newcastle as an appointment for insoles that she's got, which are basically clasped around her ankle. What are they?
They're not insoles, they're Prosthetic support.
So she slips her foot into it, and it goes into a shoe.
It's like a boot.
It's like a little boot. It's like a half cast of a boot, but it goes into his trainer as well. That has been uncomfortable for her, and she's been getting blisters upon blisters upon blisters, even after long term wearing. It does correct her feet. It does correct her feet, but it's been causing more problems than fixing things. So she had to go for a backup appointment. She had to go for an appointment to see if there's anything else can be done, and we're currently waiting for the new.
Them to be padded out and insoles to wear when she's not wearing that support.
Yeah, so just to keep things to all right. Sadly, at the minute, Elizabeth and Sky are currently full of cold, absolutely loaded with cold. They've been tested. It's nothing else. They're just loaded with cold. And Sky was back at school yesterday.
Today was her first day back.
See, don't even know what day it is. She was back today. She was at school today, and she was all right. She was all right this morning. She came back this afternoon and she just can't breathe. The poor Ben and Elizabeth has been complaining, and she wanted to take a test, which we'll give her this morning as well. And she's just come back and she's the same. So it could be potentially a case of that the kids have been in school less than 24 and 48 hours and they've got to have tomorrow off. But we'll see what happens in the morning. Kyle's all right. He loves being back at school, doesn't he? Yeah.
Working on his golden time.
He's working on his good time, but the kids, apart from them, the kids have been alright. The kids are fine. Apart from them being ill, they're fine. Leslie's, like I say, been grafting her little socks off because she's taking me away at the end of this month. She's taking me to Malvern. Martin had a question. Remember I say, what time are you leaving to get to Malvern? I ain't got a clue. That's 2 weeks' time.
Too early.
Haven't even thought about what I'm doing this week. Yes, Alan, Malvern is the big show. It's the biggest show in the UK. Basically, it's where the giant championships, UK Giant Veg Championships are held. The Giant Onion Championships are held at Ripon. So the Giant Onions, held at Ripon. But the Leek and Onion World Championships are held in my hometown, which is very strange because I didn't even know about that until 2 or 3 years ago. I was travelling all the way over to Stanley when everybody was coming to my front door. I hope it's dry as well. So when it comes, because we've got an extra day, it's a bit more stressful. Yes, Steve, she's going to be coming over tomorrow. We mentioned that a little bit earlier on. Because it's going to take between 5 to 6 hours to get to Malvern, we might even. I don't quite know. I don't know whether or not we need to pick. Do we need to pick the kids up on the Thursday from school?
I don't know.
We need to sort this out because basically what it entails is we can drop the kids off at school in the morning on the Thursday. We'll then go to. Then we've got the kids to pick up on the Thursday. We've got the Friday the kids to go to school. The Friday to pick the kids up. Saturday and Sunday they're off, and then the Monday taking to school and potentially even picking up on Monday depending on what time we leave Malvern on Monday morning. There's really no point in us sticking around, so we'll probably get up early to get heading back and hopefully get back before the school pick up on the Monday. So the stress will go away once we arrive at Malvern on the Thursday night. Normally would be going on the Friday, but because they've added an extra day to Malvern this year,
it's not that you can miss that day when you're putting stuff in.
No, we've got to put stuff in, so we've got to go down on the Thursday. I think it's actually open until 6 o'clock in the morning. So, to be quite honest, we could even stay here on the Thursday and travel down early Friday morning. But I don't think I want to do that because I've already booked the hotel room anyways. So we've already booked the hotel. And it's an extra night. You know, it's an extra £100 or something for the hotel room. But it's all been sorted anyways. We are staying at the Foley Arms in Malvern. Basically stopping right under the pub. What we got here. Dan, Dealer Steve's plot is amazing. And he is here in the chat. It's Steve. Steve McMillian. And I've seen him. Is there? I'm just... Oh, Kiki's in the house. Hello, Kiki. Didn't see you coming. Is this where the party is? I'm on a hiatus from YouTube altogether, but alright. Oh yeah, alright, okay. but I'm sneaking out my own rules for this. Oh, bless her. Kiki loves Dean and Leslie. Oh, I love you too, Kiki. Kiki Chris. I thought it was, I'd say, favourite comedian, but it's not. It's favourite Canadian. Martin, I think you should take a pumpkin. It's just getting it there, mate. That's the only thing. You've still got time to enter.
Pumpkin.
If you can try and make arrangements. I know you don't drive. You'll have to sweet talk. Try and sweet talk Kath. Like get a trailer though, or a big van. No, he doesn't. I'm afraid, Alan. Send it by DHL. Are you being serious, Andy? Could you actually do that? I never even thought about stuff like that.
I don't know.
I mean, you're gonna have to try and get it on a crate to start with, and he's got it estimated about £480 at the minute. That's a hell of a pumpkin to move. It's nearly about the same weight as me, that, isn't it?
I have no idea.
No, it's like really heavy. Oh, you don't have to worry about late, Steve. It's fine. I'm 24 hours late, so it's fine. That's the reason why it's a belated live. But the minute I've got nothing to show you, to be honest. Everything's the same. It's still a mess outside. You get that sorted out. But like I say, there'll be fresh starts after we come back from Malvern, and I'm gearing up to get sorted again. But yeah. Man.
But yeah.
But yeah. But this weekend, like I say, tomorrow we'll be lifting some veg, so that'll be interesting to see how things have come on. My carrots have been doing quite well, so I could take a couple of carrots, 3 carrots down, I think, is on Saturday. They're not good enough for the main shows at all. I think there is some carrot fly in some of them, but I need to sort that out for next year if I can do. I stole my giant seeds, but found them this week. It's a bit. No, I must have done that before as well. I lost my giant cabbage seed, and then I was sent some from some cracking guys, and then I found them about a month and a half after I was supposed to do that. It is strange that Chelsea shows the same date as Malvern, but that was, I don't know why RHS Chelsea decided to change the show date to when another major show is being shown, because it's from springtime. Because that's basically the spring show being moved to autumn. So it takes a lot of people away from Malvern, which, to be honest, it's not really going to be a bad thing. I'm not really keen on people.
That's not the point.
That's not what I mean. But because it's normally a very busy show, it might obviously be a lot less people there if the people who normally go to Chelsea or want to go to Chelsea instead of coming to Malvern. So less chance of catching anything. Not that we will, because it's all outside and intense and stuff. So it will be very intense, won't it? It'll be very intense.
Ventilated.
Yes, it'll be ventilated.
Nobody liked your granddad joke.
Nope, nobody let me daddy. Is it that bad? It's a granddad joke and not a dad joke. Oh my goodness. It's good. You can't say both. You can either do one day here, one day there. But like I've mentioned on previous videos as well, Malvern literally is a 3-day show. As it should be. They should stick with it being a 3-day show as well. To be honest, I don't know what about Harrogate, because obviously it been changed to Ripon and Newby Hall. There might be more things to look at this year. But previous years at Harrogate, I've been able to get round it in a day. Might catch a few odd things if I stay for the second day, but majority of the time I'm getting it sorted. This is the thing, Mel. Now, as per the exhibitor's guide in the application for Malvern, you can, if you show certain veg and you show enough, you can get tickets for the weekend for Malvern. With Ripon and Harrogate, I think it's been previously, it's just been you get a day's ticket for the show, and that's for whatever day you choose to go on. So it does actually, it works out to actually go around and put the show on. So it's, as Martin says, it's £18 per day for Malvern. Excuse me. Yeah, right, is your back open? Yeah, Leslie's disappeared because her back's hurting. Bless her cotton socks. You got cotton socks on, you have, haven't you? Nah, you got cotton socks on. How much? Did I read? £100 for a day? You can keep it. Hello, Zuza, all the way from Norway. Welcome along. It's been a little while since I've seen you. Hope you're doing well. That's exactly right, Kiki. That's exactly what I think as well. Posh and crowded. Let all the poshies go down to Chelsea, and all us normal common folk will go to Malvern. I'm not really fussed. I'm more excited to go and meet up with everybody. To be honest, I cannot wait to catch up with everybody that's going. Oh, that's very kind of you, Steve. There you go, guys. If anybody's got any questions about dahlias, you can email Steve on that email address, and he'd be quite happy to help out. It just goes to show that.
Why are all mine yellow?
Why are all yours yellow? Because the person I got them off obviously mustn't have put them the labels in correctly.
Somebody punched me red one.
I know. I got pictures of them the day Steve sent us them. There's a dahlia that it's caught my eye, and it is the Valentine, and it's bright red, and the colour on it is beautiful. It's a nice big decorative dahlia, and it's definitely one that I will be propagating as long as I get the space to do so. So, how many days would it take to see Malvern properly? Alan, I probably estimate it probably needs about 4 or 5 days to look around it. If you're not rushing around.
It depends if you're stuck in a tent.
It depends if... Oh, for me, I quite happy stop in the giant veg tent and catch up with everybody, because every time you go in, there's somebody else different there. Oh, don't worry about it, Zuza. It's absolutely fine. Why do the dahlias get eaten by slugs? Martin says because they're hungry. I suppose that's a good answer. New shoots, new growth.
How can you
Slugs.
get them to be 7 foot tall?
You plant them in 2.5 foot raised beds.
No. Whatever dahlia Steve's got.
Wait, I've done that before. You not remember the first time I put them in that raised bed next to the middle greenhouse? They were like 7, 8 foot tall. You're going to Southport Show next year, Mel, because Southport for me is a long, long way away. It thinks it takes me 6 hours to get to Malvern. To get me to the bottom of the country is going to take a lot longer. And although I don't mind the drive, I couldn't sit in a car for 10, 12 hours. I don't know, Chris. That is the exciting thing. Very girthy. It's very girthy. It's very girthy. It wasn't that many, Martin. Not many people stopped. It was more so just catching up with people I already knew and hadn't seen. So come this year, like I say, I'm looking forward to at least having a good catch up with everybody and having a drink for those that do drink. And I'm hoping for a lovely weekend. If it's warm, the ciders will be flowing, and we will be getting taxis down to the showground, matey. me, you, Leslie, and Andy. Alan, they will get better each year. You just have to lift them at the right time, know how to look after them and stuff like that. What Dahlia Steve does is he actually drills into the dahlias and actually also splits them as well. He's rough with them. He's rough as out with them. And when he splits them, because he doesn't propagate, he doesn't take cuttings, he just splits the dahlias, puts them in again for the next year, and splits them again the following year. And he's always got fresh. So it's that's the way he's done it. And because he's had no success with taking cuttings. Whereas the first year that I grew them, the second year I grew them, what?
Steve has had lots of taking cuttings.
Has he?
He took them cutting from that Valentine.
Oh. Aye, I'm not doing no leeks next year. So I'm taking, I've still got lots of things to get on with in the garden, and leeks do take up a lot of time. So I'm going to, the time and space. So I'm going to take the opportunity to just focus upon onions over the winter. So when it comes to next year, I'm going to be growing onions, the cucumbers again in the same place. I might even stick a couple of more cucumbers in. I might put a couple of more because I've got space for them. I might also, it's the tomatoes that kicked this year. I was expecting big things from the tomatoes, and I just did not get the mega blooms, which was a shame. There's been a massive problem with blight. So starting pots till 6 inches, then no bother with slugs. There you go. Only tip from Steve.
I'm doing leeks, so just normal.
Yeah, you just do normal leeks.
Need the soup.
Russ says he said the same thing last year. I'll be doing the giant cucumbers, I'll be doing the giant tomatoes, I will be doing the long chilies, I will be doing the big potatoes, I will be trying I want to do the carrots and the giant carrots and the giant parsnip again, and the giant and heavy onions. The thing is though, Dave, it's everywhere and everybody has suffered with it. I've started picking up on it in my back garden as well. I've got one of the tomatoes that's outside, the strawberry tomatoes, that's got it, and I actually found it in my middle greenhouse as well. So it's it has struck a lot of people this year, and that's the reason why I've seen it all over the place, because people want to know how to stop it. But by the time it's there and it's already in, you can't stop something that's already there. Yeah, so actually I was at work on Monday as well. Obviously you all follow not just for the journey that I'm on, but obviously what's happened previously as well. You all know my background with my fight with depression and stuff like that, and how gardening got me through that time, and obviously this channel got me through a lot as well. It gives us the inspiration to continue on. I got interviewed for work. They actually brought cameras in and everything. It was really strange. And they were asking questions in regards to how I managed, what I did. They let us mention the YouTube channel and stuff as well, and sharing the journey online. And I had some giant veg in the car, because I've got it prepared, ready to go to bring home. And I ended up getting my photo, everything taken with it, and it's going to be all over the works internet website and stuff like that as well. So it was a very interesting time on Monday, walking around my call centre with 30-inch cucumber, and I was getting looks left, right, and centre, and it was quite amusing, just because I'd spoken to a couple of people about it, but they hadn't actually physically seen it. So I was walking around and just put it next to them, and it was just the looks that they looked. All that. Bloody hell! I've been asked a question. What's the question being, Leslie? Oh, is that you? No, Chris, they're not grown from seeds, darling. The way in which they work is that you can grow from the seed, but you need to grow it for the year, pick the biggest plant, put that for seed, keep on doing it and doing it and doing it. But when it comes to growing giant leeks, there's the ones in which you can select. There will be ones in which you can get seed for, which will be larger than normal ones. But the ones in which I grow, or I've grown in the past, I get them from grass, which is like baby plants, which you will not be able to get over in Canada, because you wouldn't be able to get them sent over to Canada, because I know how strict things are with regards to them things. But you can try and see if you can see what the biggest leek seed you can get is, but try not and get too. Don't go on eBay, don't go on Amazon, because they've got pictures of people I know, and they're just, especially when it says from China, from here, from there. No, it's not. It's basically wish, and you didn't want none of that, because you wish you hadn't. Thanks Leslie for that. So yeah, it's itchy neck. It's alright, you just lie there. We're going to be going up to bed shortly, because we're getting right into watching certain TV shows as well. So it's me and Leslie's been binge watching when we can, and that's what we've been doing recently as well on the evening. But the dark nights are starting to come in. Dark nights, but I tell you what, it's been absolutely boiling. It's been really hot, really hot. Ah, yeah, you're right, Chris, to show dance. You don't need to burn the plants when it comes to that. If your compost is hot enough, then it kills everything off anyways. Champion Martin, fantastic. Like I say, thanks very much again for sharing those with me. It's really kind of you to do so, and I'll be putting mine in as soon as I get back from the shows. I'll not be putting all of them in, obviously. I do have some. I've got some other onion seed which I'm going to bring down for you as well. It's a heavy seed that I got from John Peace, who won the Cramlington show 2 years ago. Obviously not last year, it was the year before. And I got a pack of heavy seed off, and I've actually got a fair bit in there. So I'll bring some of them down for you in a pack. Which reminds us, I need to send Dean them seeds because I forgot to give him them when we went down. I mean, I suppose we could always just drive past and just pop them in. Put kettle on, we'll call in, then we'll pop the Monties on the way back as well. Oh, it's going to be a long drive home from... we got Brian's, we got Monties, we got Dean's. Pop and see John and all, because normally doing the way back from... We'll have a brew, get in the hot tub, have some soup. Start heavy onions, I'll be starting mine at the end of October, beginning of November. Normally with the exhibition stuff, I like starting with the beginning of November. Normally my birthday on the 10th, so that's the date I normally go for because that's worked well in the past. So I know some people like to keep it a little bit later, but for me, that's my time frame for that.
I want to do garlic again.
I'm going to see if I can get you some garlic. Yep, because I want to do some garlic as well. I want to put garlic on the inside of my polytunnel and put them where the lilies were. So I'm going to dig them lilies out and I'm going to put garlic in. I'm going to just absolutely curry. I'm going to put loads of garlic in that middle bed because that'll be ready to come out in June, July, and then I can put stuff in there a little bit later. So this sweet corn's not ready yet. Her sweet corn's really well, really good. It's done really well, really well, really well.
It's not ready.
Done very good.
It's not ready.
Let's have a look. Is it slow to grow onions without the lights? Yes, it is, because it's not. You only need the lights when they've germinated. So you need the heat and to germinate them first, and then once they're germinated, you can start with the lights, giving them basically give them a few hours more than what is already happening on the outside. So normally start, I believe, I'll have to go back and check though. I think normally start with 12 hours. Or even less than that, possibly 8 or 9 hours, and then gradually go up until it gets to natural daylight hours, and then put them up to there, and then by the time in which they're normally in about 1 litre pots, and then they go down to the allotment when it hits double digits on the outside for the temperatures. But I'll have to get all of my, because I've got a memory like a fish, as you know, that's the reason why I'm late today. But I'll have to look back on my videos, and that's another reason why I did these as well, because I can actually see when I started them off, and see what's going on. What did you think of the diesel heaters? They are worth it, definitely worth it. When the guys got theirs, ask Andy. Andy, you had one, didn't you? You had a diesel heater. I know another couple of guys have got them as well. They are cheap. They are cheaper to run, and you can actually control them from your phone and stuff as well. That's if you've got obviously Wi-Fi in the plot and stuff. So it can be quite handy, and they can be quite good. But you've got to be careful if you run out of diesel, and obviously just like running out of gas, if you've got a gas heater, it's the temperature does drop, and it can cause problems with anything like leeks and onions if you're going to have them grown in the greenhouse to start with. But yeah, that's just another thing you've got to keep an eye on. What else have we got going on here? Dave, I'll keep you some, mate. That's not a bother. What else have we got here? Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. I believe me too. It's all your fault, Rich. It's all your fault. You shouldn't have been in the garden the other day. It's your fault. It's all your fault. Bloody El Salvador. Pound for pound, how are you doing? Yes, I'm okay. Thank you very much for asking. A quick question. Trying to grow beautiful green coriander, but mine is going slightly yellow. Why is this? There'll be a reason for it. I don't know. I don't grow coriander. It's normally the lack of nutrients when it comes to yellowing in the plants. The lack of nutrients or too much watering. So if you're watering too much, or if you're watering fine, then it has to be something to do with the soil that it's in, or you're not giving it the right kind of feeds. Coriander is obviously green, so if my memory serves me right, you need some nitrogen in there for greenery. So Chempac 2 is good for that as well. So, but Google's your best friend when it comes to stuff like that. Why is my plant going yellow? That's what I would normally do, and that's how I'd normally find out as well.
Why is my coriander?
Or you can go, why is my coriander yellow, and see if there's any information on there. Does anybody know of a good variety of leek that doesn't bolt or is down to the weather? Genetically, leeks don't bolt because of the genetics. They normally bolt because either they've got no water, they've taken a cold spell in an early stage, or they've been shocked to send up that flower. So you got to be careful. When it comes to the yellowing as well, you could also try Epsom salts as well. You can either do that, give them put it around the base, you can water it in, or you can give them a foliar feed as well, as Steve's just mentioned there as well. Oh, hello, Anne. You're here getting in late. Just wish you all the best. Oh, thank you very much, Anne. Leslie, not let you off with that name, but thank you very much. I have onion sets from seed this year. And seeds are huge this year. One from sets are so tiny, usually it's the other way around. Up here, no idea. It's one of them things when it comes to onions. If they're really big, you can actually just keep that one for seed for next year. So just pop it back in the tub, let it go to seed, and realistically, if you're gonna get big onion, keep the seed, try it again. You might get a bigger onion as well. That's how it all started, and that's how it works. So Andy says, yeah, it works well. Just getting the sun to charge the battery sometimes is a problem when it gets dark nights. So it might be worth investing in a couple of batteries just in case you have these problems with the sun, obviously, over the winter time. I seen the video that you sent, Rich, in regards to your melons. You had a lovely set of melons. Thank you very much for that. Martin, it was really good. I would love to have been able to do a little bit more in the poison garden and explain a few more things. But it was basically a quick look around. It was quite busy, and the tour guides, because you normally have a tour guide, but they were all standing around talking with other people and stuff as well. So it would have been a bit rude. Just any chance I can just borrow you for my video? So yeah, it was really interesting. It was a good day out. Chris says she wants to have a flower border that needs no or little maintenance in the super cold to super hot weather when the super cold is your favourite. My spring garden, I've not done nothing with that, Chris. Tulips, daffodils, stuff like that. They stay in the ground, let them go. They've got crocus and stuff as well. You can also put glads in, gladiolas and stuff. So something that you could really get. No, I didn't pick anything up from the shop, Chris. Oh, don't worry, Anne. I was just messing. I was just playing with you. Just like Sky does it as well. Sky gets everybody wrong when they spell her name wrong. See, because Leslie with the IE was her granddad. Ooh, fantastic. Lovely bunch of giant hogweed. Don't go rolling around in that, mate. You'll get burned and all sorts. I want to get myself a drink here. I'm sweating. I think I'll have to call it an evening so I can get the kid off. It's not Naked Gardening Day yet, so you're tough, titty. They're tough. I'll come check yours in a minute. It's fine. Yours aren't tough, are they not? I've got to take your word for it. Right. What else have I got? But yeah, right. I think I'm going to call it an evening. I think that's. After they see I'm really warm, I'm going to get a drink before I go get sorted for bed. I mean, Leslie's going to go and watch what TV show it'll be on time in the morning. And then we'll get the kids up in the morning, see what they like. And then obviously a busy weekend ahead of us. So I will look forward to sharing you what we do over the course of the weekend. Like I say, me, Leslie and the kids will be going to Beamish on Saturday for the little show. And then we'll be going to Beamish again on Sunday for the to pick the stuff up, but we'll be going with John, Mr. Bump, Leah, and their two daughters as well. But unfortunately, Leslie's not going to be coming with us on Sunday. But sadly, she's a busy woman and she's wanted elsewhere. But she's doing volunteer work on Sunday, which is nice. So that's good for her as well. But yeah, we're going to be very busy, so it'll be a late one. If I don't manage to get the video out on Sunday, I will get it out on Monday. But I am off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then we can look forward to the following week, which will be Harrogate. So we are into show season, my friends. So let's see what we can do, and we'll, like I say, the next couple of videos will be taking us around the show and meeting up and having a meet and greet with other people as well, other YouTubers, you guys, stuff like that, which is going to be really exciting, really great. So I want to wish everybody all the best of luck who are showing. Thank you very much for coming along this evening. It's been not as quick as not as long as I normally have it, but I still do always invitation night as well. So I always a live fun session. So I'll sort that out for, if I remember, I'll set a timer, sort it out for next time. We'll get that organised. Maybe for a few, maybe not next time, but the time after, because obviously it's going to be very busy coming up. Next month. But we'll see what happens. But thanks very much for coming along this evening, everybody. And for everybody watching back, thank you very much for watching through. It's been lovely, and I shall catch you all on the next one. So say bye, Leslie.
Bye, Leslie.
Bye, Leslie. Bye, Leslie. Where do I get these kids from? Right, see you all.